From the Skyterra Wellness Retreat, this is the Inspired Intentions podcast, where we help people build the skills and mindset to live a healthy life. Hey everyone, before we dive into today's episode, if you've been enjoying our podcast, take a moment to rate and review. It may seem like a small thing, but our ratings and reviews make a huge difference in the quality of our show. They help us reach more listeners like you so we can continue bringing you more amazing content. So, if you've found inspiration, learned something new, or just love tuning in every week, please rate the Inspired Intentions podcast 5 stars and leave us a review and even share with a friend. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. Now let's get into the show.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, Rachel.
So nice to be back in the booth with you.
Always. Once again.
Yes. This episode I'm excited about. We have Sue, our owner and founder of Skyterra. She's been on our podcast before. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Rachel.
And Sue, let's just say she does not love being in the podcast booth.
Rachel, it's terrifying.
We've described it before, but Sue, would you describe what it feels like in the podcast booth?
Oh, goodness. Sort of like being rebirthed.
It always surprises me, though, because you're such a good public speaker, Sue.
This isn't public speaking, Alan.
It kind of is. They're
Sort
just
of
not in front of
forced
you.
Speaking.
It is definitely forced.
However, I am very, very excited to be here. And Rachel, I was so excited when you took me seriously.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say was we were in our marketing meeting a few months ago, and Sue kind of stopped everything, and she said, Rachel, I want to do a podcast. And I was like, do you want to be on the podcast? What is this? And she was very, very excited about this idea. So I think it's going to be a great episode. Sue, do you want to tell us kind of what this is? What are we going to be talking about?
Well, sure. So I've, always learned or heard about active vacations. In fact, we usually go on 1 or 2 bike trips a year, Graham and I. So I'm very aware of what an active vacation is all about. But recently, I took a lot of friends came with Graham and I to St. Martin's, and we all shared a house and, on this beautiful island, and it happened to be the week of my birthday. So my friends, dear and lovely, all said, Sue, what would you like to do for your birthday? And I said, a workout. And I was so excited. And it was met with complete and utter glares.
Nobody wanted to. What do you think they thought you were going to say? Like, I want to go out to dinner or want to get a big cake?
No, I don't know. I mean, it could have been anything. I'm sure they all were like, wait, what? Now, these are all very, very active people. We were there to play pickleball. So we were on St. Martin's to play pickleball. So it's not like these people were couch potatoes. They all are super active in their daily lives. But I think waking up at the crack of dawn and doing a workout was not necessarily what was, on their mind.
Not on their bingo card for their vacation.
Probably not.
And there's one more person that is actually in the booth with us that I want to make sure that we introduce. And Sue, if you're the queen of pickleball at Skyterra, I would say this person is the king of pickleball. Hi, Joel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi. So, Joel, could you introduce yourself to our listeners? This is your first time on the Inspired Intentions podcast.
It's my first time on a podcast ever.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah, I'm Joel Alness. I'm one of the pickleball coaches here at Skyterra.
And you are also one of Sue's very dear friends, and you were on this vacation.
I was. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, you're on the pickleball vacation, so you were one of the people who Sue said, I want to do a workout for my birthday.
Yep.
Okay, and what did you think?
I thought, that sounds fun.
Okay. Okay, Sue, so let's continue with this. So you let them know that you want to do a workout. Then what happened? What happened next?
Well, we went to bed. So I said 8 a.m., and they were like, 8 a.m.? And I said, yeah, 8 a.m., we'll meet in the gym.
And so what time did you wake up on your birthday?
6.
Ready to go. You had your coffee. Graham got your coffee.
Graham got my coffee, and then I disappeared, and she said, where are you going? And I said, I've got to set the workup up.
Oh, you got the setup.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a nice gym? Like you guys had all the resources, or?
We made do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a gym. Several things didn't work. But, I sort of, thought about my Mitchell. What would Mitchell do if Mitchell were here?
Mitchell, who's the former fitness director at Skyterra. Shout out, Mitchell. And so what kind of stations did you set up? What did the workout look like?
Well, we did a couples workout because we were all there pretty much in couples.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 5 different stations.
Okay.
So
And-
we mixed it with cardio,
Mm-hmm.
strength training, and we ended with farmer's carry.
Nice.
As you should.
Always.
And did everybody show up at 8 a.m.?
They did.
Yep.
What was it like for you, Joel?
It was fun. I didn't know what we were going to get into, but we went down and Sue said we've got these 5 stations and we're going to do these 5 exercises for however many minutes each, and it was good.
Joel, is that something that you normally do on vacation?
If I'm on vacation, I will at least get up and go for a walk in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm at a hotel and I've got a gym, then I'll go do a few gym things. So yeah, I typically do something to get going in the morning. So this was perfect for me.
Wonderful. And Sue, what did everybody else say? How did they react? Did they have fun?
Yeah, I think so. I think people didn't know what to expect. We had really good music. We did each station, if I remember right, we did it under the Tabata. So we did a minute for each exercise, 30 seconds off, and then we did it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we rotated. So I think it was almost 30 minutes.
Okay.
Simple. 30 minutes.
Quick,
Quick, yeah.
efficient,
Yeah.
effective.
Yep, and we were moving the whole time.
Yeah.
And then how did that set your day up for the rest of your vacation day?
Well, 2 hours later, we left and we played pickleball for 2 more hours.
What's that? You must have been hungry.
Oh, we were hungry to start. We had the best food on that trip.
I bet.
And so did every day look like that? How did you carry it through for the rest of vacation?
Well, I didn't think anybody else would show up again. You know, that was quite early. I mean, when you're on vacation on an island in January, 8 a.m. happens to be quite early.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And everybody's coffee drinkers, so 8 a.m. really was 7 a.m.
Yeah.
because you had to drink your coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sue, what was it about that experience and that experience with Joel specifically that you wanted to bring to the podcast today?
Well, first of all, I think vacation is a very important part of our lives. And I think that sometimes if you think about vacation, you can just throw everything away, everything in regards to your physical health. And I think that by providing this opportunity for people to see how, you know, kind of the Skyterra way can fit into everyday life in 30 minutes or less, you can feel fantastic. And I just thought, wow, these are 6 people that I know well. I play a lot of pickleball with them. I hang out with them a lot. They didn't know necessarily this part of us. And so they got to experience, you know, what I believe to be, you know, a very valuable part of why we built Skyterra in the first place.
I just want to come back to that Skyterra way. And, you know, this is something that we talk about on the podcast all the time. But, Sue, I would love to hear in your words, what do you mean by the Skyterra way? What does that look like in the life of Sue? Vacation or no vacation?
Well, everything can be managed. So you can bring movement into your life. You can bring healthy sleep. You can bring healthy nutrition. You can go on hikes. I mean, probably the most remarkable part of this vacation wasn't necessarily that my 6 dear friends decided to do my birthday workout with me. It was sort of, oh, okay, they did do it, right? But they sort of, you know, they would do that because they're good friends. But the next morning, I just happened to say, were you guys going to get up and do another workout with me? And they all said yes. And so I had to think about the next workout.
I was about to say.
And it really brought a very new respect for what Ryan and Claire and Evan, what they do on a day-to-day basis with our guests to keep things fresh and to keep things lively. I mean, I'm very much a creature of habit, so I can tend to get into the same routine every single day. And although I think that is very healthy to do, I think mixing it up is really wise as well. So by the 3rd morning, I knew I needed to bring stretching into this.
Oh, yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why I wanted Joel to be here today, because Joel.
Joel
You-
could not do the stretches that Sue wanted done.
Joel, I heard about your hamstrings being a little bit tight.
Yeah. I could not do the stretch that Sue wanted me to do, so she showed me a different way to approach the wall.
Well, she modified the
Oh,
workout.
look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like a step harder, so I still was unable to handle it. But Sue didn't make me feel bad. I just did what I could do, and stretched as much as I could do. So that was good.
She met you right where you were.
Exactly.
Well, I knew after 3 days of pretty strong strength training, 3 days of pickleball, so that's 6 hours of pickleball, we needed to stretch. So they showed up that morning and we stretched. We did, we used the app Calm. And
Yeah.
we did a meditation
Yeah.
and legs up the wall, which I highly recommend.
Mm-hmm.
And can you just describe what that looks like for our listeners, Sue?
Sure. So you scoot up to the wall as close as you can and you lift your legs up the wall and try to get them as straight as you can, keeping your back flat on the floor, Joel, and your neck flat on the floor as well. So you lay there for about 5 to 10 minutes. Nice soft music in the background. Soft meditation if you're into that.
We've talked about that stretch before on our sleep podcast with Teresa, where that's a really great thing to do also at the end of the day, just to help flush the fluid out of your legs, help you prepare for bed.
Calm that nervous system
Yeah.
down. Absolutely.
Joel, I did hear you're excellent at push-ups.
Yeah, I could do push-ups. I couldn't get my legs up the wall, but I could
Okay.
do push-ups.
Okay.
Joel, have you tried since?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh.
I still can't do it.
All right.
Well, at least you're trying.
Yeah.
That's what counts.
Claire could help you with that.
She could.
And then, Sue, so you had your third day, which was this kind of day of stretching and connect and legs up the wall. How did the rest of the vacation progress?
Well, I think the fourth or fifth day, we were there 6 days, I believe.
Yeah.
And the seventh day, we flew out. We went on a wonderful hike around the property that we were staying on, and I think it was about 3 miles.
Yeah.
But that was just spectacular.
Along the coast.
coast
Oh,
of
beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it's very pretty. But it was a fabulous vacation.
Thank you guys for sharing that. Alan, something I wanted to ask about your experience too, because I know we've talked about on the podcast before how you are our recreation director. And, actually, before I say that, Sue, I wanted to come back to something that you said, which is the importance of vacation. And just a little bit of a peek behind the curtain here at Skyterra. I think Skyterra is very generous in the amount of vacation time that we give to employees. And the reason why we do that is, why is it important? Is exactly what you said is, you need time away, you need time to unplug, and we need to be able to show up for our guests in the best possible way. We need to be not feeling depleted when we come to work every day. And so I know, Alan, you have 4 weeks of vacation.
Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you take vacation, tell us what you do on your vacations.
Oh, you'd be hard pressed to find a vacation that I go on that I don't involve fishing somehow in some way, fly fishing. We are, I say we, me and my girlfriend, we basically only do active things on vacation. And maybe I didn't realize that until right now, but I'm not the kind of person that goes and lays out on a beach for 5 days straight. If we're not honestly up early and doing things, hiking into a stream, putting a boat in, rowing, something, by 7 a.m., something's wrong.
Yeah.
We had like a tire blowout or something like that. And that's what our vacations look like. We often need vacations from our vacations.
Yeah.
Rest when we get back.
Yeah. So even though you tend to be really active at work and helping our guests with fly fishing, et cetera, you still choose to do that for yourself on your time off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. Weekends, sometimes I go a little too hard.
Well, what happened? So Alan I know this is audio only, but Alan is showing us a very severe scrape on his arm and his hand. What happened?
Went fishing.
And
Just a simple slip and fall. And it happens occasionally when you're doing active stuff. But
Oh.
yeah, no
You
big deal.
okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. Well, I am also just back from vacation, and I did actually choose to lie on a beach as much as possible. But my husband and I are city people. We like to vacation where there's a city, but we also, as much as possible, are active on vacation. So we walk to wherever we can go. Where we were staying, there was a shuttle to the beach, and we chose to walk the 3 miles there and back just to get more time in the sun and also just to be active. And we were celebrating our anniversary. We were actually married on July 4th. So we did a workout together where we did reps of 7 and 4 of some different movements, which was just kind of a neat way to just be active together.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Sue, you're the one who brought this to us. Anything else you want to say about how important it is to stay active on vacation and how easy it is to do it?
Well, I think it's important that all vacation, there is no right or wrong in a vacation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, some people could listen to this and go, oh, Sue's crazy. She works out in the morning and she plays 2 hours of pickleball. She never has a moment. Well, I do. I have plenty of moments to read, to sit by the pool, to, just to do absolutely nothing, which is what some vacations need to be. But if you dedicate 20 to 30 to 40 minutes each morning and get it done, everything else is extra credit.
I love that.
And it probably feels easier when you're back in your normal life to keep that ball rolling because you used your vacation still yet as a catalyst to keep it rolling.
Sure. Sometimes when you get back, you can't seem to find that time.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's a little bit easier on vacation to get it in, but, most of us try to do that first thing in the morning, get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Or last thing at night, before you go to bed.
That's how I am. Yeah. Afternoons.
Yeah.
Anything else from you, Joel?
Yeah, Sue made a comment before about being in routine, and I'm in the gym 3 or 4 times a week when I'm at home. But when we went on this vacation and we did this morning routine, it was totally different. And when I go on vacation, it's always different. I mean, I walk or I do something that's different from just going to the gym, and I just feel. I mean, I find out that I've got things like my hamstrings are too tight. But you find out that, hey, I need to work on something else other than my normal routine in the gym. And so that was really good for me because there were some exercises we did that besides just putting the legs up the wall that I struggled with a little bit. And I'm like, you know what? I should really be doing more crunches or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was that for me. I mean, like I said, I would pretty much always get up and walk for half hour in the morning when I'm on vacation just to get going.
Yeah.
But to do some different exercises was just a really interesting opportunity to see where my body was that doesn't get tested all the time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just doing something different in a different environment with different people too that's neat.
Super beneficial. I think it is, like Sue was saying earlier, really easy to fall into like a rhythm, especially with fitness. I'm guilty of that hard. I grew up in an age of like arms today, core tomorrow, legs the next day, and like you repeat that cycle every week. But
Don't skip legs.
Yeah, exactly. But when you can work out with other people, especially folks you've never worked out with before, it can almost be a bit inspirational in a way.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Sue.
You're welcome.
What does the podcast booth feel now that we're closing this episode?
Freeing.
Well, thank you so much for bringing this idea to us. And thank you so much, Joel,
Sure.
for being on your first podcast with us. And Alan, thank you as always for being the best co-host.
Absolutely.
Thanks, listeners.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.
The Inspired Intentions podcast is a production of Skyterra Wellness Retreat. Special thanks to our executive producer, Alan Broyhill. Send us your questions and comments to inspiredintentions@skyterrawellness.com. Subscribe on iTunes and everywhere podcasts can be found. If someone you know might benefit from this podcast, share Inspired Intentions with them and give us a 5-star rating. Join us next week as we cut through the unrealistic noise on diets and fitness and show you how healthy living fits seamlessly into your already busy life. Thanks for listening.